The I-Do-Recall spaced repetition algorithm will schedule your do recalls into the practice tab every day that recalls are due. There may be some days where none are due. When you have some recalls that are due for practice, this little orange bubble will appear with the count of the number that are due. But what about if you want to practice recalls that aren't currently due? There are many ways to take recalls into practice even when they're not due. One of the most common ways is to search and then select recalls. Here, I'm selecting all of the recalls, but I could also just select particular recalls that I desire to take into practice. Whenever you make a selection, these bulk action tools appear, including one that enables you to take the selected recalls into practice. You should organize your recalls by subject or course. When you do a search based on tags, all of the recalls that possess that tag will be shown in the results, and then you could take those specific tagged recalls into practice. An easier way to get a tag into the search field is just to select it from the tags panel. So if I click, there they are. Now anywhere where you see this rocket icon in the UI, you can easily click it to take that recall or those recalls into practice. Now the tags panel in the recall section shows the number of recalls that possess each tag, but you'll notice that the numbers may be different when you look at the tags panel in the library section. The tags panel reflects the number of recalls that are associated with the document that has the tag. Using this Biology 1020 tag as an example, you'll notice that while in the recall section we have 23 recalls that have that tag, if you go into the library section and look at the same tag in the tags panel, the count is only 4. And the reason for this is that there are 2 documents that have that tag and 4 recalls that are linked to those 2 documents. Now I can easily take those 4 recalls into practice by clicking the rocket icon. I've selected this document named Biology 1020, and now I can take the recalls associated with it into practice. There's only one. Another way to take recalls into practice from the library is when you have a file open, and you can see that this file has one linked recall, and here's the rocket ship icon. If I click that, I'll be taken into practice for that recall. Also, if I happen to have the metadata form open, there's a rocket icon here to practice attached recalls. Again, it would be just this one. I've opened this file and you can see that it has 4 linked recalls. If I click the rocket icon, I'll be taken into practice for those 4 recalls. So there are many ways to take recalls into practice manually that are not yet due because the spaced repetition algorithm hasn't scheduled them for today. Always look for the rocket icon as your gateway to take a particular set of recalls into practice.